This year is the 25th anniversary of the Monument Avenue 10K, and there are a handful of runners who have competed in each of the first 24. One Chesterfield woman is a part of that group, but a deep personal loss nearly prevented her from extending her streak. She was encouraged to get back into a normal routine, and that will include running this Saturday.
I got bit by the bug.
As a young nurse working at Retreat Hospital, Terry Miffleton was anything but a runner. But some coworkers needed someone to fill out their team for a 3-mile race at Bird Park, and Terry didn't want to be hypocritical to her work.
Hard to tell patients you need to do this or that if you don't like to move yourself.
So she trained for that first race and discovered what she calls
The afterglow. Feeling good when you got done, feeling accomplished, feeling, you felt physically good.
Terry began to run longer distances, and to date,
I've been going down to Shamrock every year.
has completed 76 marathons and several triathlons. And she picked up a training partner along the way.
I think he probably did feel like if you can't look them, you got to join them, right? But I think he liked it as much as I did.
Terry met her husband Chuck when they were both students at Hermitage High. They were married in 1972 and for the better part of a half century competed together in events across the Commonwealth and around the country. She was also there when the Monument Avenue 10K started 25 years ago and was part of the comparatively small crowd that finished the first race.
Early years, like I said, you knew people at the races, you recognized people, you got to know each other. Everybody kind of knew each other. And now it's a massive amount of people. I think it's the enthusiasm, the bands, the community, the support you get. Is people cheer you all the way up the street on both sides. There's never a place where you don't have somebody clapping for you.
This year's sign-up period for the 10K came and went without Terry's name being added. The folks at Sportsbackers noticed, but what they didn't know was why.
You don't get to pick what happens to you. Stuff happens out of the blue, and you just have to try to cope with it.
Last summer, Chuck had a grand mal seizure without any kind of warning. His diagnosis was brain cancer, which altered everything. Chuck did his best to get back into a training routine, but the treatment was taking its toll.
Complications sort of set in. Radiation made him real wobbly. And then the chemo, I think, made him weak, and then he got an infection, and just a bunch of things started to happen.
Normally, Terry would have spent the first months of the year getting into shape to run Monument Avenue. This year, she was taking care of Chuck until he passed away on March 14th. Running was one of the last things she was thinking about, but one of the first things that helped her cope.
The priest said to one of my family members, as soon as you can get back to your regular activities, the better off you're going to be. And relieve some of the stress and some of the pain. I think it's, helps me clear my head a little bit and I just feel better when I'm moving.
So Terry is hurriedly training to keep her streak alive. What endurance she may lack on her own, some divine intervention might fill in.
I hope he's looking down and smiling and saying, yeah, you go ahead. I think I'll get some motivation from within, I hope.
You cannot spend a majority of your life with someone without hearing their voice in your head. Running may be a solitary pursuit, but Terry still has Chuck with her in spirit.
He wants me to be happy. I think that's the biggest thing. To move on, live my life, what's left of it, and just be happy.
Does running make you happy?
Yeah, definitely. A happy place.
Terry is not one to sit still for very long. Her mother used to liken her to a worm in hot ashes. She admittedly and understandably has trained the least for this year's race, but is expecting some motivation from within and will run less than a month after Chuck was laid to rest. If you would like to nominate someone for us to profile, email us at beyondtheroster@WTVR.com.